and welcome to Alex Ultimate's Adventure. It has been approximately about, let me check here in my computer very quickly. We came back on Wednesday the 17th. Today is May 22nd of 2023, and we came back on May 17, 2023. So it's been about 5 days since the trip. So I divided this into as fast as I could, doing this very quickly. So it'll be divided into 3 videos, kind of composed into one. So first part, I want to say the overall how it went very well. I liked the trip. It was extremely exhausting. We were doing so many things after another that we didn't really, at least Marissa and I, we didn't have a break, because we wanted to do so many things one after another. So it was very exhausting. And I would say one of my fun moments was when we were at the Disneyland Paris, and Marissa was going in to see her mother, and we could not see anything because it was so dark. And she was seeing Maleficent. So that was just really interesting, and how like Disneyland is just like extremely different. Also the fact that like everywhere we went that was either single rider. I think the longest single rider we did was 22 minutes, and that was me waiting for the troops dropped. I think that's what it's called, the one that like you go down. Marissa can put a picture somewhere. So yeah, that's just the first part of this video. So like I was saying, so like that was the longest one that we had, and then I would say the shortest one was definitely Ratatouille, or even I would even say Hyperspace or Hyperforce. I think there were like 2 different kinds of that. Like there was the Iron Man one, and then there was the Star Wars one, and then like they were both extremely quickly to do. I remember seeing Thor at like, I kind of screamed like a girl, like I was just like very excited to see him. So yeah, and then fun moments with the groups, I would say definitely Philippe, who was one of our tour guides. He was obsessed with the firemen. And every time he would see a fireman, he would be like, oh, look, a fireman, and like he would explain why he would be obsessed with them. So yeah, I think that this trip was a extremely it was good. It was a good trip. It was an exhausting trip, so my mind, a lot of the times I couldn't finish the videos correctly, or I couldn't do the videos well or with a lot of information, because my brain was just so tired. I was just so tired. So yeah, with that being said, I think we're going into part 2, which is like tips that I can give you throughout this trip that I noticed. Number 1, travel light. I traveled with 1 bag and a big medium-sized bag, which was sufficient enough for me. I did not fill it up that much. I just filled it up with enough clothes for about close to 10 days, I think it was, just in case something were to happen. You had an accident. I know Marissa had multiple accidents with spilling stuff on herself. With me, I think it was just more of like I was getting sweaty throughout the day, and so I needed something new to wear. And so yeah, that's kind of like tip would be to bring a little bit of clothes extra, just to have 7 days of clothing, but even have like multiple clothes within that, but like not heavy clothes, something like as light as a dress or something small that you can wear and put it in the bag, and it's not heavy for the bag. Also, I would recommend band-aids for first aid kit. This was the first time that I needed my first aid kit bag, so it was really good. I had cut myself in the back of my ankle, and I couldn't wear my shoes correctly, or they were hurting a lot, and so that was a thing. And then I would recommend a lot about safety. So here's my thing on safety. So my thing on safety, this is repeated multiple times throughout the trip. Make sure that you are aware of your belongings. like make sure that everything that you're wearing is in front of you and everyone can see it. So for instance, I would have my side bag and it would be right in front of my chest, and I could be able to access, which is the side bag that you would see in all of my pictures and all of my when we're walking around. If you see me, if Marissa recorded me walking around with it, it was always on me and it was always in the front. So it might look like I'm a little bit bigger, but no, that's just that's just my bag and all the stuff that I had in there. So what did I have inside my travel bag? I had my passport, my money, my card. It was in a passport wallet. And inside there was also like my charging cable, my extra battery, and my headphones, because I used to wear them in the bag. I did not bring my my AirPods. I didn't bring them with me this time in this trip. I felt very like cautious about like being stolen and how like very easy someone can just grab something from your bag and just keep on walking, and I did not want that to happen. So I pretty much left them in at home. So, and I brought like, I think I brought like 3 pairs of glasses in total this time instead of my 5 that I usually bring along with me. So I brought this pair, and then I brought the clear one with my sleeping pairs. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much on this part of the trip, which is like make sure that you have everything, like all your belongings on you. So as far as when it comes to the luggage, I really truly recommend like organization luggage stuff. Like you can have like they come into like different types of packs. I really do recommend it. I used it on this trip and it was so easier for me to find my belongings. I wasn't like one of those girls who were like constantly like throwing things out and then had to put everything back, and it was just very uncomfortable for the luggage to be put things back. No, it was much easier and simple for me, which I feel like I'm going to be doing this for now on forward, which is like buying those little packages and just rolling up my clothes into those little packages and just having them like stuff up to where I can, because that's where like all of my clothes fit. And I ended up even having like enough sufficient space to bring back stuff. So my suitcase was very full when it came back because I had enough space to put in extra stuff. So yeah, I would say now that I would give you like a couple of tips for Disneyland Paris, because I feel like it's not very well. I haven't seen it a lot. I mean, I haven't really do a lot of research. I just kind of went along with the things that I did. So a lot of the things that I did mention during the video was that you can be in a family, but you don't always have to be together. What do I mean by that? If you want to really enjoy as much as you can in the parks, one of the best things that the park has is single rider. It's way much more than I would say in Disney Florida. So I have not been into any other of the Disneylands, which are like California, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Tokyo. I haven't gone to those yet. So I've gone to Disney World. And in Disney World, yes, we do have single riders, but it wasn't up to the point that this was. There was single rider in every ride except for the Greet and Meets and the Tower of Terror. That was the only 2 rides that I encounter that did not have a single rider. And understandably so, because the Tower of Terror is extremely like big. So I would recommend that, like kind of use those single rider lines. They're very quick. They don't last long. I would also recommend like making sure that you know what you want to eat or what you have to strive for, because I think when I got there it was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that was one of those things. And I would say like even bring like a umbrella with you just in case it's going to rain, because it did rain with us when we were there and the umbrella worked very well. Because it wasn't like a rainy stuff. Like when it rains in Paris, it's just like really annoying rain. So that's just pretty much what it is. I would even go as far as to say you can bring a cape along, like one of those raincoats type of thing, which I would say would be much more. If you don't like the idea of feeling wet or anything like that, really recommend that. What else? I think be prepared for like certain things to be canceled. You not might be able to see everything, and that's okay. What else? I would say one of the best part of my Disney trip was seeing the parade, which I was very excited for. And I really truly enjoyed my Disney day. Like, we were there from rope drop to the very like last hour that we could be there, which was like by that time we were being kicked out. So that's pretty much it on that side. So in conclusion, like I said, I truly enjoyed my trip. It was very exhausting, so you see me a lot being like really tired. I truly enjoy my time being next to the Eiffel Tower and taking the Seine River cruise. I really recommend that you do it. It's a very cool experience. Not only do we have like the walk around, but it looked completely different while you were in the cruise. So highly recommend that you take that opportunity. The Versailles was also very good as well. I wish I had more time to visit it. I wish we had more days in Paris to visit it. I think I would have loved to have at least 10 days in Paris and like a full like a couple of days, like at least 2 days off where we could like rest and like do a couple of things here and there. But because the time was just very restricted, we had to do a lot of the best as much as we could. So that's why I ended up coming back extremely exhausted. Things that I will always remember would be Vanessa, our TD, our tour guide. She was really awesome. There were some things that I would say, like, you know, we were all cranky at one point, and depending on how like we were communicating to her, it was the way that she was going to be communicating back. But otherwise, it was pretty good. She's a very good tour guide. I love her. Like, she was one of the best tour guides that I've ever had, besides my Iceland trip guy. I forgot his name, but yeah, I really truly appreciate Vanessa. She did like a marvelous job. She went out of her way to do a couple of things that was not needed to be done. And so I really recommend when you get Vanessa, like, yes, thank you, Vanessa, for everything. What else? Things that I will remember. I will remember all the people that came along during that trip and I met, and I hope that they follow along my trip, because you know, you never know when we're gonna meet again, if they're gonna continue to travel. I know that they had like really bad occurrences, and some people had really bad occurrences with EF, but it happens. Sometimes some things is out of control of EF. Wanted to mention that customs is not part of EF, so meaning that the customs from the United States is extremely bad. Like, coming back, I had to wait at least 3 hours, close to 3 hours in customs, and then an hour and a half looking for my luggage, which I ended up finding it, but it was just like, it was a mess. And it had nothing to do with EF. This is just more of like an experience that I went through outside of it. So yeah, I think I pretty much said everything I remember, everything that I loved. I give this tour about, out of 10, a 9.5. I think it was a really good tour, and I really will encourage it for other people to take it, at least if it's just like, if you're hectic all day every day. A lot of everyone went out at night and did a lot of cool stuff, just as long as you use the system buddy. Never do it on your own. I would say go with someone. There are people out there who are genuinely looking out for trouble after you, and so it would be best that you do it with someone who, like, you have a buddy with you all the time, so like they don't think that you are alone, especially if you are a girl. So you don't get mugged or anything like that. So yeah, that's all for today, and thank you for following along with me. I truly, genuinely appreciate it, and yeah, bye. I'll see you guys on my next trip, which will be soon, hopefully. We'll see what I pick. I haven't decided yet. I have to talk to Jesus about it. But once I talk to Jesus, I will decide on what I'm gonna do. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.